Today I am meeting an extraordinary individual who has been in the media for many years. This extraordinary personality has experienced high-level portfolio in various communications channels from newspapers, magazines, televisions and much more. He was appointed by Late King Birendra as the member of the Sports Council. He also held the position as the Chief of the Information at the United States Information Service in Kathmandu. Namaste, I'm Babita Shrestha, welcoming you to Light and Shadow, brought to you by the Third Eye Group, sponsored by Zen Travels, Washington, D.C. The mission to bring our nation to an international level through Miss Nepal pageant brand, to bring out the best personality, intelligence and talent through women's empowerment. I am fortunate to meet Mr. Subarna Chhetri, who has graciously accepted to be on our show and has welcomed us to his office in Kupandol, Nepal. Mr. Chhetri is considered to be the godfather of Miss Nepal brand and is also the founder of Hidden Treasures, who has been organizing Miss Nepal pageant for the last 26 years. The man with substance and doesn't need further introduction. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Chhetri to Light and Shadow. Mr. Chhetri, welcome to Light and Shadow, and so honored to have you on our show.
Thank you very much. Namaste and greetings to all our viewers. I'm glad to be here this morning to share some of our views to our audience.
Thank you. You have an amazing voyage. What makes Mr. Chhetri irreplaceable?
Well, how can I describe that word? Maybe I should say that it is some of the belief that I have on certain issues and the purpose to achieve them. Unless your dreams do not scare you, it's not big enough. So to achieve these big dreams, you need, I say, tenacity of purpose. You have a dream, first you believe in it, then we live it, and then you are nearer to your goal. Perhaps that's why you have said that why I am irresistible. Thank you.
It's a very powerful word, and to carry that banner, it's even more powerful. You were born in Pulchuk during the era of the Second World War. How was your childhood like then?
Well, my child was, I remember very little of it, because in the sense that I was traveling with my parents most of the time outside Nepal. And I remember I started my education writing Ka Kha Ga in a slate under a tree, and there was a Kumari Than there. I remember that very well. But after that, by about 5-6 years, I was already out of Nepal.
My question to you is the incentive of growing up or being around the royal family. Would love to hear your experience.
Well, I had the privilege of being around or near the royal family because of various reasons, because my father was in the foreign service and he was very close to the royal family, and my stint at the Sports Council made me more close to the royal family, because the patron of the National Sports Council was Prince Birendra, whom I had very great respect, and working under his patronage brought me closer to the royal family. And Additionally, my family, both my father, mother, were always in some way in contact or near the periphery of the royal family here. And well, considering the time and period, maybe that was a bit fortunate for me.
You got lucky.
Well, I was lucky.
Yeah.
And as I say, considering the time, maybe a bit privileged too.
Privileged too, absolutely. Being the founder of Hidden Treasure, organizing Miss Nepal beauty pageant, what was it like building this structure for our nation to be on the map?
Well, this Miss Nepal brand, we thought was one brand where we could put Nepal on international map in a short period of time. They are saying that you climb Mount Everest, you can climb Mount Everest in various ways. There are different routes, the south col, the north face. Now people are climbing mountains from the Chinese side also. But all their goal is to reach the summit. So we thought that through Miss Nepal brand, we could also reach the summit, and in that way we could tell the world that through this brand that recognize Nepal to the outside world.
Nice. What are the process that Hidden Treasure followed in the process of organizing Miss Nepal?
In the process of celebrating the silver jubilee of Kathmandu JCs, we thought of a new concept or something new to be remembered. So the concept of Miss Nepal pageant was born in 1994.
Okay. And you got the Godfather title after that?
I don't know still who gave me that, but I don't know, it is there floating, sometimes in the media, sometimes with people who talk to me, but whether I should deserve that title or who gave me the title, I have no knowledge of that.
No, irrelevant to that. I am honored to be sitting in front of the Godfather of Miss Nepal.
Thank you.
How did Hidden Treasure evolve over the past 26 years?
It is like everybody needs to change according to time. For number of years we organized the pageant, and both the press and the public was with us. They gave us a lot of support, and they started asking question after Miss Nepal what. We used to organize the pageant religiously every year, and there it ended, and the next pageant came, and the question was what after Miss Nepal. So then, to give meaning, substance and weightage to this brand, we established the Hidden Treasure with the same group of persons who organized the first Miss Nepal. So in the years we have changed. The aim of the Hidden Treasure is not to find Miss Nepal every year. It sounds rather confusing. I repeat, our philosophy now is not to find Miss Nepal every year. Our aim is to find 20 or 25 contestants who participates in Miss Nepal, and during their training and at the end of the training, when they walk out of that hall, that they are empowered on with a positive mindset. That is our philosophy now. If you look at it, every year Miss Nepal will wear a crown for a year, but we want these candidates or 20 or 25 young ladies who go through our training to wear crown of life. That is our philosophy. And down the years, international pageants also have changed. They have added a new flick to beauty pageant. And for the last decade or so, Miss World pageant has introduced a separate title called Beauty with Purpose. I mean, you look at it, what is beauty without a purpose? It has to have a purpose. So in that, we are supposed to, our candidates, Miss Nepal candidates, have to field a 5-minute video or whatever social work they have done in their reign, and we have to send it there, and then we have to, it's a competition among all the over 100 nations participating, and they choose the best work, social work that a candidate has done in their respective countries and give them the title of Beauty with Purpose. Now, if you win this title, you are sure to get straight to the top 20 spots. Okay. And in the last 3 or 10 years, let's say about 10 years, Miss Nepal have won this title for already 3 years. And Miss World organizer felt that what is it that Nepal does so well in this project, social projects, that they keep on doing or winning the title 3 times earlier, and they are always on top 5 whenever they are competing. And it was a lot of inquisitiveness for the Miss World organizers. So 2019, the chairperson of Miss World organization and reigning Miss World both came to Nepal just to see the social projects that our Miss Nepals has been carrying on and winning the title at Miss World pageant. And they felt that they were indebted to us, that their philosophy of beauty of purpose title that Nepal has given so much hype and weightage, and they were very glad to come and see what projects our Miss Nepal has been doing. And as I said, beauty, what is beauty without a purpose? So we have been telling our candidates, those who go through our process, and we even have our own title, Beauty with Purpose, in our Miss Nepal pageant also, where all 20 or 25 countries need to design or involve in social projects in our country.
So you really train them well to be a strong, beautiful woman with the purpose. And as you said, like the Miss World title, they come, they see what work. What is one of the best works that we've proven from as being Miss Nepal?
Well, if you talk about the Beauty with Purpose title which they have won, now we first won that title in 2013 with Ishani Shrestha. She did a oral health campaign project in Jomsom, and that project is still continuing, and that was her project, where children didn't know the use of toothbrush, cleaning their teeth, things like that. Sanitary hygiene for the women of that area, that was her project. Okay. And then in 2018, Shrinkhala established a health post in Makwanpur, in the backward community of Chepang, where there was no health post. The community, Chepang community, had to travel long distance to receive health facilities. Also involve the local community. Unless the local community owns that project, it's not going to be successful. So she worked with all the local communities, and also impressed upon the ward chairman to have the ward office in the area where the health post was, so that the ward people or chairman or the work, they would always come and see that the health post is running.
Wow.
So that was her project. And lastly, Anushka, she did a project where she did income generation for backward women.
Okay.
And for the education of the children around. And these are the projects that, I mean, they are still continuing it and doing it. And the idea is, you know, we have a habit of doing a project and then sort of complete it and then forget about it. With our Miss Nepal, it's not like that. It has to continue. That's one thing. And if I may throw some more light for our present Miss Nepal, Namrata Shastra 2020, she is building a suspension bridge over 2 villages where traveling across is very difficult, sometimes very hazardous, because crossing rivers are, as you know, during monsoon and rainy season are difficult. So she is building that bridge and she is already on it. Everything is ready. Now this work will start soon and she will take this project to Miss World pageant this year when she goes in December.
Very nice, very nice. Once crowned Miss Nepal, what next? What benefits or help they receive? Or?
Well, it is very difficult to sort of identify issues of benefits and things like that. We tell the all the contestants that once they come to Miss Nepal as the final 20 or 25 contestants, look, we all know there is going to be one winner. But remember, the very fact that you are already here, you are already a winner. Here, you either win or you learn. So nobody is loser, okay? Naturally, once you win the title, the crown, there's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of opportunities through branding. And the main thing is recognition. And from our part, Hidden Treasure, we believe that through their recognition or celebrity status, they have to be a voice for certain issues that are plaguing the country. Maybe issues such as women trafficking, acid throwing, cancer. There are so many issues, and we are trying to tell the stakeholders, including our government, look, we have a product here, national product, having an international image. Please use it to further our causes that we are sort of lacking behind. Use for tourism promotion. But somehow, unfortunately, I have to confess that we have not been able to break a lot of ice in this, but we are on it, and the government is also maybe realizing it slowly to use our product for the benefit of the country.
Yeah, it's good because after you bring the individual up to a pedestal, you have to help the individual to maintain its status, and that's why I was saying it's good to hear the government is also considering to help the individual to do betterment for the country, right? So going back to you, you have held many powerful positions, tools that get to rethink through your public communications, be it newspaper, magazines, television, and so forth. Tell us about this sector.
There were 3 sectors somehow I got into simultaneously. Okay. One was the JC's Youth Leadership Program, another was journalism, and in later part sports. These three, Miss Nepal pageant come a bit later, but then these three things I sort of got into it simultaneously. I was giving time to all these things, or I was able to give time. I was in the JC's, I was Secretary General of Kathmandu JC's, later Secretary General of Nepal JC's. In 1977, I was the Secretary General of Nepal JC's. That is where in the Bangkok Regional Conference, I was fortunate to be awarded as the most outstanding JC of Asia Pacific region. On the other hand, as I said, in the sports sector, I was heavily involved in it. As I said, I was already appointed as one of the members of the National Sports Council by His Majesty King Birendra. And during my tenure as in the Sports Council, I was the founding president of the Nepal Gymnastics Association. I started Nepal Archery Association and other various institutions I was involved in. And fortunately, let's say my crowning glory came in my involvement in sports was when I was appointed the safety mission, which means that the leader of the Nepali contingent to the 10th Asian Games, which was held in Seoul, Korea in 1986. And it was for the first time that Nepal won 8 bronze medals, 4 each in boxing and taekwondo in that games. It was naturally a kind of a record in our sports history. Now, when I say this, I humbly say that I had no role in it. It was our players, their hard work and trainers' hard work that won the medal. But I was fortunate to be just the leader of that delegation. So the credit should go to all our trainers and the sportsmen who did their best to put their country in that Asian Games scenario. Now, the third one was journalism. I came back from Calcutta and then I saw an ad in newspaper saying sub-editor required for the Rising Nepal, English newspaper. Then I applied it, then I got that post. That's how it started, my media sector involvement. But then I worked there only for 4 years. Then I moved on to as the Chief of Information Section in US Information Agency in Kathmandu, where I was there for nearly 19 years. And then after that I sort of took a retirement. Then I started my own newspaper called The Independent, which ran for 10 years. Then after that, I sort of went to being a consultant in media and public relations, which sort of, even now I sort of do. And that was my journey. In the meantime, there's a very strange scenario that occurred. I was employed in a US mission, very sensitive position then, and at that time Nepal television was coming. It was just a project then, and Mr. Neet Shah, who was the chairman of Nepal television then, was also had my name to be on the board of that Nepal television, but the board never got functioning. or it was never created because of one reason, that how can Subarna Chhetri, who is working in a foreign mission, be a member of a very sensitive government organization as Nepal Television. So that's where the matter was lying. And during those days, King Birendra used to have tour of their various country. So during his central regions visit, he also visited Nepal Television and got Neer's chart to say how is the television you are improving, what are you doing, are there any problems. I believe, I was not there, I believe Mr. Shah said that, Your Majesty, but I have no board, I am a single man signing, so all these big amount of checks, and I get very afraid. And then His Majesty asked why the board has not been constituted so far, and he turned around to his press secretary and said, please remind me of this. After that, after His Majesty's visit concluded, then I got a letter from the Ministry of Information and Communications that His Majesty's government, the Ministry of Communication, is glad to invite you as the member of the board of directors of Nepal Television. But I must say I am very lucky. This has never happened before in such an incident never happened. I don't think it will happen again. To trace back some history, US government had done a lot to establish Radio Nepal through its various aid projects, training, establishment, and they were very keen on also doing establishing a relation of helping Nepal Television grow. They were looking for options how to do it. Now with this, my appointment in the board, I became like a very kind of a facilitator or catalytic between two institutions where such relations can be developed. And the US government also got interested in helping Nepal Television. And in the meantime, Nepal was hosting the first South Asian SAARC conference. It's a 7-nation South Asian, and it was a matter of great pride for the country to host that conference here. And television was particularly pointed that, look, we are holding this conference and you will need to televise this conference at a very high level of professionalism. That was His Majesty's. So believe me, we were very, we were just growing. At that time, people were saying, oh, Nepal Television is using a baby camera, not this proper, zoom and all that camera. Our workforce was also not that up to the mark. So what I thought was, because USIS also used to handle Hubert Humphrey exchange program, okay. Hubert Humphrey. So I told my US embassy boss, like this, we are having a conference, SAARC conference, as you are aware, in the next a year or so, and a very learned professor came from United States here, stayed for 1 year and trained Nepal Television from A to Z to handle the first SAARC conference in Nepal, and which the television did very wonderfully. So I am once again lucky. I was just lucky. I was there, I was a facilitator, and things happen that way, and I don't know.
I think you're very humble, not lucky, because man with substance, And the Godfather, I think you've experienced and worked in so many sectors, be it from 1986, Nepal winning so many medals, to the United States government, to Nepal government, to television. I think you've covered it all to some extent.
Yeah, that is my sort of kind of a life history, and when I look back, somehow I feel satisfied. Past has been very rewarding to me. Today I am 77 years young.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I still have that same zeal to move ahead, and play my role as the Almighty who gave me the chance to be here in this world for a purpose, maybe.
Absolutely.
So I wish I am able to fulfill this purpose in the years to come. As I said, I am very sort of I don't know, one track, or I follow. I cannot do too many things at one time. I feel that. But if I take certain issues or project, then I think I really go for it.
Yeah.
That's where that irresistible sort of tag may fit me. Tenacity of purpose is there because I built it through my education, my upbringing. Now, if we look at, when I mentored our Miss Nepal, I said, look, what is TOP? TOP is top. Look at this dictionary. There is a meaning, but for me, TOP is a different meaning. T means tenacity, O means of, P means purpose, tenacity of purpose.
Okay.
To reach a certain height, goal, or you want to reach a place, top place, you need that tenacity of purpose.
Okay.
I think I have some degree of that. I'm not saying that I possessed full.
Don't be too humble. You do have the degree of it.
So I do that.
Yeah.
And if I can't do a certain project issue, I can't get into certain situation, I say, look, I'm sorry, I'm not fit for it. But if I take certain issues, then I feel it that I should really go for it, have that tenacity of purpose to finish it.
And that TOP, which stands for, you've received many awards in your lifetime. Tell us about it.
Let's go like this. As I said, I was heavily involved in JCs, sports, and journalism. As I already says, perhaps my award in being involved in this JC's Worldwide Leadership Youth Organization was my recognition in 1977 as being the most outstanding Asia Pacific region for the year 1977. That was my award. Journalism, when my newspaper, I was running the Independent, brought out a special issue on King Birendra's ascent to the throne anniversary. That my supplement was adjudged as the best, for which I was decorated by His Majesty. That was my award in journalism. In sports, the Nepali contingent to the Asian Games in Seoul, after we came back, we got awarded along with all the trainers. The sportsmen and myself as being leader was again decorated. So if you roughly see these three fields, the recognition I received was perhaps a way of my efforts in these fields, and also adding. And when the SAARC conference was finished, the work that television did in broadcasting the whole event was so successful. Again, the whole television board plus all its important work force received also decoration from His Majesty. So these are the awards I get, and I think what more can I ask, you know? And if you think that you have been successful in whatever field that you choose to be in, if you feel that, then it's all right. I know.
Rewards for all the awards. Yeah.
If in these areas, if someone said, yeah, Subarna Chhetri, I think he did something in this sector, I would be rather happy to be remembered that way.
That's good. Yeah. And also you've served 19 years under the United Nations Information Service. What experience or something you would like to share about this sector of your life?
Well, again here, I have also during my about 19 years with the US Information Agency in Kathmandu, also I have received a lot of awards. I think I felt that here was an institution which gave you the freedom to exercise and provide me with a platform that go ahead, do it. You have the talent, you know. And I think gave me the feeling that I could work independently in my job, and in doing so I could be more relaxed, free, the opportunity, the impetus to grow and, you know, put in more. That was the experience I got while working with the US missions, and I used to handle a lot of exchange programs, especially for the journalists who should visit United. We have called the International Visitors Program, where we send participants in various fields to the US. So I have been through that. My judgment to say a particular personality or from particular field, journalism or culture or so, those people who have gone there and come back have contributed a lot for our country in their own positions. So the fact that my judgment was sending a particular person always proved it was worthwhile and meaningful. I went to Miss Nepal Universe pageant held in Las Vegas.
So what was the experience like at the pageant in Vegas?
Well, it was the first time Nepal had got its franchise for Miss Universe. Okay. And it was sort of our duty to go there after receiving the franchise. And Miss Universe pageant is an American, US based pageant. Since our first time it was there, our Nagma Shastra, we actually nominated and chose her to go there. Nagma Shastra was Miss Earth in our pageant in 2000, exactly I don't remember, 2013 or something. So we selected her to go there, and she participated in that pageant first time. She did pretty well. And following year, in 2018, Miss Universe pageant was held in Bangkok, Thailand, and I was again there. And Manita Devkota, she was among the top 10 in Miss Universe pageant. And she was really successful in putting Nepal in the Miss Universe pageant that year. So that is what the pageant is all about.
Nice. Something different. You talked about you had your own newspaper, The Independent. How did you get thinking? How did you get to thinking about what to write and how to get this paperwork?
Well, it's like this. It's all a kind of a chance. It's the moment. My friend, who is a renowned businessman, group here, he was always wanting to run a newspaper.
Okay.
But he didn't find a team to do that. Two other gentlemen who had also retired from newspaper business. One gentleman was already editor, he retired. The other was we have a institution called RSS. It is the Rashtriya Samachar Samiti. So he has also retired from there. Then my friend said, let's run a newspaper, I want to do that. That's how we started. We gave the name Independent. And for 10 years it ran. First I was the publisher of that. In later years I became the editor also. It was a weekly English newspaper. And at that time there were not much of, we had a lot of local vernacular weekly papers, but there were hardly any actually, one or two English weekly newspaper. Why should people read Independent and not read some other newspaper? With that philosophy we started. And our philosophy was independent, to live with that name Independent all the time.
Okay.
Aligned to nobody. You know, we take a issue, we present it with thoughts and voices from both sides. This is what the party has. This party has to say. What is the other party has to say? So let the viewers decide for themselves on that issue. But we are very strong on our national issues. We are very, very critical. Then in the end, I felt, when I was editor, I felt that is Independent still independent from the years that we started, or it has become dependent? This was the time to depart from this paper.
That's interesting. Nepal is already recognized for its beauty and beautiful individuals. This hard work gets further challenging for the mission to reach the crown internationally. What efforts are being made for this?
We have brought our pageant to an international level through the requirements of what the international pageants are looking for. We have also engaged trainers from outside the country to prepare our candidate for the pageants. So it is a chain reaction. अब हामीले मात्रै गरेर हुँदैन, स्टेक होल्डरले पनि गर्नु पर्यो. My aim is that, and I am appealing to our diaspora in United States, Nepali people. यो नेपालको हो, you should own it. म स्टेक होल्डरलाई भन्दैछु, गभर्नमेन्टलाई भन्दैछु, रिलेटेड पर्सनलाई भन्दैछु, यो ओन गर्नु पर्यो तपाईले. हामीले त एउटा लेभलमा ल्याएर अब टेक इट टु द नेक्स्ट लेभल. मिस नेपाल भनेको सबै नेपालीको हो. अब त्यसमा हामीले चाहिने एउटा लबी, एउटा चाहिने मुभमेन्ट खडा गर्न सक्यो भने आई थिंक हामी चाहिने the success is very close. So we have a national product, having an international image. Please use it for the benefit of your country. भन्दाखेरि पनि I think still it falls on deaf ears. त्यसैले मैले यो रिक्वेस्ट गर्न खोजेँ यो ओन गर्नुस् दिस इज योर प्रोजेक्ट दिस इज योर मिस नेपाल भने मिस नेपालीहरूको हो यसलाई चाहिँ तपाईले बुझेर चाहिँ एउटा यसको लागि चाहिँ सम काइन्ड अफ एउटा हेल्प एउटा कोअपरेसन गरिदिनु हो भने हाम्रो नेपाली महिलाहरू त एकदम एनी टाइम दे विल रिच दैट pinnacle, the summit.
Yeah. We hope everyone listens and comes forward to help. You have so much trainings for Miss Nepal because once they are selected, you give them 6 weeks training and groom them and prepare them for the front line. What about people who are not fortunate to be Miss Nepal but still like to get groomed and?
There's a lot of questions. Why criteria, or why judge? Who are you? Whether you have right to judge person, or I think they have a point in that. Or criteria of 5/4 त हुनै पर्यो. That's our criteria. I know. Beside number of other criteria. यो criteria मा meet गर्ने क्यान्डिडेटहरूले चाहिने एलिजिबल टु पार्टिसिपेट अब त्योभन्दा 5/4 को चाहिने तलकोले चाहिने ह्याभ नो अपर्च्युनिटी अब यो कुराहरू पनि लट अफ थिङ्स इन आवर पब्लिक डिस्कसनमा छ अब हामी के भन्छौँ भने एउटा कुनै कम्पिटिसनमा जाने भएपछि त्यसको रुल एन्ड नियम हुन्छ हैन अब त्यो फलो गर्नै पर्यो र अर्को कुरा अब भनौँ न अब एउटा कुनै कम्पिटिसनमा गएपछि त अब त्यो कम्पिटिसनको रुल र नियम चाहिँ त पालना गर्नै पर्यो र अब मोस्ट रिसेन्टली वी हेभ अल्सो स्टार्टेड grooming training session not for Miss Nepal, for anyone who would like to do personality development त्यस्तो क्लासेसहरू हामी चलाइराख्छौँ for banks, institutions हैन various government agency लाई पनि हामी त्यो ट्रेनिङहरू दिइरहेछ न more recently we have also started with pre-pageantry training. Those people who would like to participate in beauty pageants anywhere they can come and join the classes. त्यो पनि चलिरहेछ यसमा अलिकति केही क्राइटेरियाहरू चाहिने छ and some may meet the criteria, others don't.
These are for the ones who don't meet the criteria but still want to.
They can for their मैले भनिहालेँ नि for their माने एउटा यस्तो छ मैले पढेँ कहाँ भने if the light that is in you be dark, if the light that is in you be dark, how great is the darkness भन्छ भनेको मतलब तिम्रो भित्र जुन एउटा उज्यालोपन छ एउटा छ त्यसैलाई तिमीले ढाकेर छोपेर अनि त्योभन्दा अँध्यारो संसारमा के हुन्छ भन्ने त्यसैले वेदर क्यान्डिडेट हु इज 5/2 or whether the candidate is 5/6 तर उनीहरूको भित्रमा त्यो छ उज्यालो छ हैन हो त्यो उज्यालोलाई चाहिँ नि एकदम अनि राजा अँध्यारो बनाएर छोपेर राख्नु सट्टा त्यो उज्यालोलाई अझ बढी एउटा लाइट दिनु चाहिँ नि इट इज अ प्रपर थिङ टु डु भन्छु सो वेदर यु पार्टिसिपेट इन मिस नेपाल or not or able or not त्यो लाइटलाई चाहिँ एउटा प्लेटफर्म दिने एउटा इन्करेजमेन्ट दिने एउटा इम्पेटस दिने गो हेड भन्ने किसिमको एउटा भावनाले चाहिँ नि वी इन्करेज अल आवर लेडिज हु वान्ट टु पार्टिसिपेट हु क्यान पार्टिसिपेट हु मे नट एबल टु पार्टिसिपेट बट द अपर्च्युनिटी टु डिस्कभर देमसेल्फ द्याट वाट इज इन इट होइन अ पर्सन मे अब लेट मी गिभ एक्जाम्पल अब बबिता श्रेष्ठज्यू को भन्ने तपाईँलाई पनि थाहा होला तपाईँको फ्रेन्ड्स फ्यामिलीले पनि थाहा होला अब मलाई पनि थाहा हो तर वाट बबिता श्रेष्ठ क्यान बी भन्ने चाहिँ त्यो थाहा हुन नसक्छ द्याट्स वेयर हिडन ट्रेजर कम्स वाट यु आर वी अल नो बट वाट यु क्यान बी हो त्यसमा चाहिने the hidden treasure will start
Special
its work,
trainings.
start its work,
Okay.
and develop that person and his talent,
Okay.
inner beauty, whatever you call it. So that it is the moral right of that particular personality that if she doesn't have that opportunity, the hidden treasure will provide that.
Okay.
And that's also a winning session. That's also
Absolutely.
winning a crown, I think.
Absolutely.
That's also winning a crown of life only.
Exactly. Yeah.
Say like to all those beautiful ladies who are not able to participate, should think like this.
That's true. Yeah. Because there's so many ladies in Nepal, and they're all beautiful in their own way.
Yes.
But not everybody could get that crown, right?
Yeah.
So and some people have not even reached for the crown, you know. So if they reach, they might have got it. Thank you so much for this. Where can we get information about you?
Sometimes I feel that I'm a bit technology shy, maybe because of my age pani hola. But still I am on Instagram, Facebook.
Okay. So we just type Subarna Chhetri and we find you, or you have?
I think yes, you should find me in Subarna Chhetri. त्यसमा find गर्न सक्नु होला.
Okay. So we're coming to the end of the program. We're wrapping up. What message would you like to give to our audience?
Well, once again, let me say, here is a person who feels that he has the moral responsibility after so many years of his, that who feels that knowledge is not knowledge unless you share it. त्यसैले मैले जे कुरा सिकेको छु in these long years, that if I do not share it or put in practice, that is not knowledge. मैले यो knowledge लिएर माथि जाने कुरा आएन. So whatever I have knowledge, experience, त्यो कुरा चाहिँ नि share with my coming generations, the youths of the country. And I say, if I can able to show them or put them in track, I think I'll be a very happy man. Life is कस्तो भने, you don't wait for it to happen. You have to make it happen.
Absolutely.
है अब त्यो मैले अडियन्सलाई भ्युअर्सलाई भन्ने कुरा त्यही हो. र once again before I leave, यो मिस नेपाल ब्रान्डलाई चाहिँ, it is your brand. Please own it भन्छु म. And you know, after doing that, the wonders can happen.
Absolutely.
Maybe हामीले हिडन ट्रेजरले यो ब्रान्डको बारेमा त्यति भन्या पनि छैन होला, पब्लिसाइज पनि गरेका छैन. We may lack, तर we are now more and more into this. यो ब्रान्ड चाहिँ नि हिडन ट्रेजरको होइन. We may be responsible to bring it up to a certain height. For the next level, it is for our Nepali stakeholders staying in the country, staying outside the country, worldwide. After all, they are Nepali.
Absolutely.
And this is Miss Nepal. यसलाई चाहिँ नि एउटा अलिकति मिनिङफुलले हेरिदिनुहोस् र बुझिदिनुहोस् र अनि के गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने एउटा सोच्नुहोस् भन्ने मेरो एउटा अनुरोध हो.
That's so nice. And I like when you said knowledge sharing. Sharing knowledge is such a good gift because you can't take it up with you.
Yes.
And you leave it for the next generation and so on, and your legacy goes on, right? So thank you so much for sharing your work and your strong beliefs and your message for the rights of our citizens. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I was honored to be here, and I hope that what I have experienced, said, will have some meaning when you have time to think about it.
Absolutely, yes.
If that is possible, I'll be a very glad man.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
To all our viewers, we hope you've enjoyed today's talk program with Mr. Subarna Chhetri. For me, it's been an honor to sit and talk about his work and his passion across his career. The entire Light and Shadow team and I, brought to you by the Third Eye Group, look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Be positive, stay blessed. Namaste.